Hello, everybody. Dr. Pepper Empire here. We're back with another review of the Detroit Lions game from yesterday. They played the 2-9 and now 2-10 New York Giants. They won, surprisingly, 34-27. Um, it was a very close game. The Giants definitely played as good as any team, but we got bailed out and we won. Um, so we'll go a little bit deeper into details, but I will say just still there's a lot of this same issues we've been seeing this whole season with the Lions. Um, just inconsistency on third and fourth down. Some days, we make it like it's no problem. Other days, it's, not even close. Surprisingly, we didn't go for it on third or fourth down during this game. We actually had zero fourth down attempts. Uh, so maybe a little bit different in how we were going to go in facing this team. Not taking those chances like we did against the Eagles per se. But still just some inconsistencies. We were 2 of 4 in the red zone in terms of scoring, so about 50%. Not terrible, but not great either. I think it could have been better, obviously. But we, at the end of the day, we won. We came from behind. Um, we had 3 separate times we were down by 10 points and we came back. We were down 10-0 in the first half, or the first quarter. Then we were down 17-7 in the second quarter. We were down 27-17 in the fourth quarter, but we managed to find a way to just keep plugging away and winning. And I think a big thing that has to do with is Jahmyr Gibbs. I talked about it last week in my review of the Eagles Lions game, that Jahmyr Gibbs has continuously just been improving and getting better and better. And let's just say he went off. 15 carries, 219 yards, and 2 touchdowns. That included a 69 nice yard rush in overtime. That also included a 49-yard rushing touchdown in the fourth quarter as well. He also had 11 catches for 45 yards as well and a touchdown. So Jahmyr Gibbs has proven that he is still one of the best running backs in the league, behind an offensive line that's it's almost healthy. I mean, we still got some injuries here and there. He's once he hits that extra, just edge, and once he's going, he's blink and you'll miss him and he's gone. I will say that Jahmyr Gibbs has just been a very consistent player, a very high quality player for the Lions, and I think he's only going to continue to improve. Um, Maybe not have a crazy game like this with 200 yards, but I think he's still just going to get better, and be more and just keep going. Um, I will say I think the biggest improvement was Jared Goff. Um, yeah, he made some mistakes here and there. He did have an interception, but his completion percentage went up from 37% last week to about 66%. So definitely a big improvement through a couple touchdowns. And the offense did a lot better this week compared to last week. We ended up with 494 yards of offense compared to, I believe it was 372 last week against the Eagles. Big improvements, but still there are some things that we had to worry about, especially what I talked about earlier. Those 3-and-outs that we had, especially in the first quarter and in the third quarter as well. Um, but like I said, a win's a win. We were able to shake off our mistakes, I think, which was the biggest thing, and that's what good teams do. Whoever they play, if they make mistakes, they don't dwell on it. They find a way to strive for success and achieve victory, which I think is what the Lions are capable of. Um, and especially in overtime when we needed our defense to step up when they needed to, they did. Aiden Hutchinson finished it with a fourth down sack that ended the game. Um, very clutch performance. Not a perfect performance, or maybe necessarily a great performance, but a clutch performance. And sometimes that's all you need when you want to play, football teams. It's bend but don't break sometimes, because you're gonna have those games, even if it's against a good team or a bad team, that you may struggle. But the important thing is they shook off their mistakes, the Lions, and they continue to find a way to just fight back and win. I will say another great player to yesterday was Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's always consistent, though. Uh, Maybe not as much this year, but he still has some pretty solid numbers right now. I mean, he had 9 catches for 149 yards and a touchdown yesterday, and he's fifth in receptions with 75, fourth in yards with 884, and second in receiving touchdowns with 9. So yeah, maybe production went down a teeny bit, but he's still producing quality wide receiver play for this organization, and I'm still very thankful that we have him on that team, because he can, we have those players on offense that have that it factor that can really change the course of a game, like Jahmyr Gibbs. Amon-Ra St. Brown is one of those players that can just make that clutch play that your team needs to win a game. And shout out to Amon-Ra St. Brown as well. And then, obviously there's things we can improve on. Obviously, we had a couple turnovers, interception, and a couple turnover on downs, or we had to punt the ball back. Defensively, excuse me. We did give up 122 rushing yards, but only about 3 yards a carry. So our rush defense wasn't terrible, but we did still give up over 100 yards rushing. And then our secondary, which is still kind of banged up because Kirby Joseph is not back, and we still have a lot of secondary issues. Not necessarily issues, but just new players are trying to step up and do their job. Like Thomas Harper, for example, did a great job, got an interception. But, we still ended up giving up almost 400 yards of passing, and the defense gave up 508 total yards of offense. 517. But, be that as it may, the defense, while it bent harder than the Titanic before it snapped in half, our defense did not. Our defense stepped up when they needed to, and making those stops, and just being consistent. But like I said, giving up a lot of yards, we shouldn't have been in this situation though in the first place, because this was a Giants team that was 2-9, and we should have beaten them fair and square. But I won't be mad at a win. Yes, obviously there's things to improve on, like I've said before in this video, but win's a win. We just got to improve on defense, and maybe less penalties, because we did have 9. But overall, a win's a win. You got to take them when you can get them, especially in how tight the division race is in the NFC North right now. You just got to just perform, and at the end of the day, when you find yourself in a hole or rut, you got to dig yourself out of it, because that's how football works. But overall, like I said, win's a win. We'll take what we can get. We're moving on to Green Bay for Thanksgiving. That's going to be a big game, and you can probably expect a video or an analysis of that game coming out. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say for the Lions and Giants game yesterday. If you like what you see, please don't be afraid to comment. If there's any improvements I can make, don't be afraid to, like I said, comment down below and give me feedback. I'd really appreciate it. But anyways, If you like what you see, also maybe consider subscribing. You don't have to. It's up to you. But you know, go Lions. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.